Josh, just taking a look at how the schedule has been here in February, how beneficial has it been to be able to get in as many practices? I mean, today you were working on 5-on-3s. Yesterday it was a 6-on-5 with the empty net. I don't remember the last time you guys were able to work on those kind of things.
Yeah, obviously, it's nice to get some practice time. You don't get that a lot during the season, especially once things get going. So, looking back, really since December, then you go into the Christmas break, and we kind of went right into a pretty solid schedule. So, it's nice to get this time. Try to make the most of it. Obviously, work on some special teams, work on some unique situations, and honestly, as a player, just have a chance to work on a few more things in practice, kind of that you can't really do in just morning skates. So it's nice. Obviously, try and be ready for tomorrow's game. A couple more days before we play Vancouver. So use this week to get sharp and, like I said, work on some of those things you don't get a chance to do normally.
Right. From a power play point of view, you watch a lot of hockey, and I don't know if every team does it, but that drop pass really seems to be something that a lot of teams do go to. Have you guys done that a lot in the last little while? It seems to me you used to do that, and I'm wondering if it just kind of got dropped along the wayside or what happened there.
I don't know. If you go back and watch all our games from the start of the year, I guess you could see we do it periodically. It kind of depends on the unit, depends on who's been healthy, who's in the lineup, and often for us depends on what the other team does. Lots of teams run the draw pass, lots of teams don't. I don't know the numbers on that, but I'm confident in our ability to run, let's say, the draw pass breakout or different styles. So we've got it all in the arsenal. Just depends when we want to pull it out and what works more often. I mean, you just look at the entry rates and how often we're getting into the zone and getting possession and getting set up afterwards. So that's the coaches give us that plan and we go from there. But we have the draw pass in our books. I mean, honestly, the 5-6 years where our power play was really clicking, I don't think we ran the drop at all. So it just depends on the team.
Sorry, Mark, go ahead. Is there a cat and mouse element to entries? Like if you're giving them one look a whole bunch, well, obviously they're going to read to that, and then you've got to modify. Like, is that why you vary it from time to time?
Yeah, I mean, listen, some teams run a moving box, some teams run a 1-3, some teams are 1-1-2. So it kind of depends on the look. Other teams try to get aggressive up ice, so it deters the drop pass a little bit. Every team kind of does something different. I find that whether you run the drop or not and you hit pause on the video when you're entering the zone, often it looks the same, that entry from red line to blue line into the zone. So, I mean, you see a team like Edmonton, they run the drop every time to McDavid. Colorado runs it every time to McKinnon. I mean, obviously those guys have a unique skill set, I'd say, around the league. So, again, the coaches give us the plan on what they want us to run, and we have the drop, we have the sort of a fast breakout, or however you want to call it, terminology-wise. But like you were mentioning, it really depends on what look we're getting from the other team, what we're having success with, who's in our lineup, and all of those factors.
Josh, when you have a very good team like you guys and you've had some injuries and now you've got health back, I guess the offshoot is some guys maybe aren't in the roles they were earlier. You've got guys like Axel and Dom that are back on the Moose. Vladdy, for instance, he had, when Monahan comes in, his role changes. Just wondering what you see from your teammates, that sort of collective buy-in. Rick talked last week about Vladdy once the Monahan trade was made, saying, whatever it takes, that sort of team ahead of individual. And there's a lot of examples, I guess, right now on this team, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's the game of hockey. It's pro sport in general. We have a deep team here, and we've had sort of a next man up mentality all year. We've had injuries. Injuries are inevitable, and you're going to go through times where you're missing guys. And I think, a real strength of our team and strength of our organization right now is the depth we have. And that our guys are able to come in and play meaningful roles and and really do a job for us when we have injuries. So, the guys you mentioned that went back down, we're just happy that we didn't lose them, honestly. But they were awesome for us, and right now we're pretty healthy, and like I said, it's part of the NHL. It's part of the numbers game. We'd love to carry a bigger roster, right? But for everyone, whether your minutes change with trades or injuries, anything, we're all used to that. It's part of the adapting element that you need to be a successful NHL player and a successful team. And the one thing I think that we really have here is a good group of guys, great leadership, and I feel we're all on the same page. So, regardless of how the guys' roles have looked, I think everyone's done a great job of pulling on the rope and doing what's been asked of them, and that's why we've had a great sort of just over first half of the year.
Josh, just a quick question on Nate Schmidt. What have you maybe admired or respected about the way that he's kind of evolved his game this year, even kind of mid-season, to kind of maybe fit and not be the healthy scratch that he was earlier in the year? Like, is there just something that you've seen that he's done or that you can learn from, or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, he's a great guy. He's a great player, and everyone's, I think, aware of the type of energy and charisma and attitude he brings in the locker room and around the guys. He's a veteran guy as well. He's had a unique career path when you think about, obviously, his time in Washington, and then going to Vegas, being part of that first expansion group, and sort of different roles at different times. But he's embraced anything that's come his way, and just been the consummate teammate, always having a smile on his face. His personality hasn't changed, no matter what's been going on the ice. So, and as you said, I think he's been playing great hockey for us. He's a great skater. He moves very well, and he's been defending really well with Samby for the most part when we've had everyone in. So, I think they've formed a great partnership, and just have nothing but great things to say about his attitude all year, and just the type of guy he is. He's what you guys see is what we see and everyone else sees. He's just a quality human. So, not surprised that nothing phases him, and he's just the same guy all the time.